Hi, this is Isha Ali, and today we are starting a series of conversations, some meaningful, much needed, and thought provoking conversations. And we are going to kickstart it about with a topic that's about settling into new environment, new places, maybe a new city or a new country. And to discuss this topic, we have a lovely, lovely guest with us today who has an ample experience in settling into new spaces and has a background in psychology as well. She's a psychology student, so probably we'll get to hear something related to psychology as well. Hi Khadija, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm good too. Thank you for joining in today.
No, thank you for such a lovely introduction. Though now I have pressure about coming up with psychological terms. But
Yeah.
we'll see.
So, settling into new places. When I say that, what is the first thing that comes in your mind?
I mean, big moves. I was raised in Pakistan, like I was born here. But at a very young age, we ended up moving to Canada. So, in Pakistan, people move to different cities and there's different cultures everywhere, obviously. But that was a totally different ball game. And Canada is super, super multicultural. So, there's all sorts of, cultures and it's very different. So, it was stressful, but also the exposure I got from that is something that of course I can never be grateful enough for. So yeah.
So, if somebody says this to me, I think the first thing I will think about is being anxious. I'll feel something happening in my stomach,
Mhm.
right? It's the anxiety that just kicks in whenever I think of settling into a new environment, whether it's a new workplace, a new city, or a new college, or a new university. So that anxiety, that's the first thing that comes in my mind. What do you think, for you, or from the people you have observed, what is that causes this anxiousness?
I think it might just be because obviously it's just you're moving to a new place, and I think where you come from and your home already, you kind of just feel safe in it. And I think that's when people step out of their comfort zone, they feel most anxious or nervous about things. And so I think that moving can just be challenging in a lot of ways, also financially, not just emotionally, financially, physically, and also you're leaving all your friends behind and the familiar faces and the familiar grocery stores, even the most smallest things. So I think maybe just, I don't know, I think maybe just a fresh start and not knowing where you're going, just I guess just feeling restless and uneasy about the future.
I think what you said about not knowing, that's the key word here,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Just going into an unknown territory, that what will come next, that makes the move very, very difficult. For instance, if I talk about moving cities within Pakistan, and when I moved from one city to another, I honestly didn't know what to expect because I had never been to Karachi before. And when I came here, the shock was huge, right? Because the cultural shock. I won't say anything was good or bad. It was just different. So, and when you don't know people and you don't know your surroundings, and you have left your roots and you have come to a new place, so वो जो unknown वाला element होता है, वो ज़रा it kicks you hard, right? So, did you feel the same when you moved? Well, you moved to Canada and then you moved back here to
Yes.
Pakistan.
Yes.
So the unknown, not knowing what to expect. Maybe sometimes it's that, and sometimes it's knowing what to expect and what's gonna, and dreading that maybe.
Yeah.
So what happened with you when you? moved?
So first of all, I'm just gonna give a little backstory. My father is has never moved. He is born, bred, raised in Karachi, typical Pakistan. He loves Karachi. He's never moved. My mother, her father was in the Air Force, so because of that, they had to move a lot. So I think that because of her, she's a very strong woman, so we got a lot of ways to cope better or be able to just move with ease because she has so much experience with it. And so I think that when we moved to Canada, I was having a little bit of a rough childhood in Pakistan. So when we moved there, it was more of a easy adjustment versus moving back here. I lived in Canada for about 11 years. So then moving back was just I forgot. I mean, I know I'm Pakistani, and my family has always kept us very close to our roots and our religion and etc. etc. But I mean, coming back, it was 100% a very big culture shock because as multicultural as Canada is, I mean, even in Pakistan, there's like so many cultures that I just didn't have exposure to, or just didn't have like the knowledge about. So I learned a lot of history about a lot of different cultures. So there has been a lot of knowledge, but it was very, I think it's too much at once.
Yeah, that's true. So when you talk about moving to another place, any other place, one fear that comes with it is losing your relationships and your friends. I think because friends, and if your family is, you're leaving your family behind as well, people who are close to you, people like you said who give you the sense of security and sense of belonging. So you're leaving that behind. And I think when you move to a new city, you have to find your roots again, and you have to create this safety net, right? So I think I feel that, you know, when I moved, to be honest, I think I enjoyed the process of finding myself again in a new city, because initially I was anxious that I'm leaving my safety net behind and my everything that I'm familiar with. But when I moved to a new city, I think I think it got me a chance to rediscover myself as well in the process of finding my roots and creating my safety net. Do you feel the same or no?
No, 100%. I feel the same as well, because there was a lot of ways where I grew as well. Whether that even be through a lot of traumatic experiences, like there's still been a lot of growth. I also, like, it wasn't just like moving to Canada and then moving back to Pakistan. It was like even within Canada, I had moved a lot of times, like individually, not with my family. So I've had a lot of independence given by my parents from a very young age, alhamdulillah. But it's been good to find yourself, but it's also been very anxiety inducing, both.
Yeah. So even like these traumatic experiences that everyone has in their life, growth is one thing that probably one of the good things, or probably the only good things that comes out of it, at a huge cost sometimes. So I felt that I found new interests, new fields that I was interested in. I could test my capabilities कि कितना how much can I take, कि कितनी नई environment में जाके नए लोगों के साथ किस तरीके से मैं interact कर सकती हूँ, और कितना कहाँ तक push कर सकती हूँ अपने आप को. So did you have any similar experience? What do you think about that? About testing your limits in a new environment?
I think definitely your environment can very much shape who you are. I think that, for example, even coming to Pakistan I feel like, because our roots are from this culture, your country will always be your country, where you're from will always be where you're from. So just, I think it can be very grounding. I think it's very, I think you feel very warm as well when you just come back home, maybe, like just that whole aspect of like where you were born in your city. And I think as an adult now, rediscovering my city and rediscovering my roots and having more emotional intelligence and maturity and knowledge and thirst for knowledge has been very eye-opening and has led me to exposure. Even like things just as living in Canada, I mean, there's just so many cultures from all over the world. Like in Pakistan, we only have so many. So just imagine like people from all over the world. There's just so many cultures, too many. So I feel like coming here, like, because there's cultures within Pakistan, I have learned more about my roots and maybe like, for example, I didn't know about the history of Pashtun people, Baloch people, Sindhi people. Like, I honestly had there was a lack of knowledge, so it's been really great getting myself exposed to that.
Yeah. So that must be a learning experience for you, and very enriching experience as well, right? That's amazing. So when we talk about settling into new places, the first thing is, I think that comes to mind is finding your people, right? That you have to find your people that you can rely on, who can provide you the comfort zone that you can connect with. What do you think? How can we
Yes.
find our people in a new place?
I mean, I'm sure like this is a universal experience. Like if there's somewhere new you go, you meet all sorts of people, and then you maybe get close to some, then you get like matlab, then you find a new group, maybe you like them more. I think like as humans evolve, of course, like our surroundings, our mindsets, etc., can maybe also evolve and grow in a positive manner as well, maybe. And I think so at different periods of your life you can have different people who are like your people. So I think that your family is one thing, but just outside of your bloodline, like meeting friends and stuff, can be enriching, but also a little like it can also be anxiety inducing for people who maybe find it difficult to socialize or have social anxiety, etc. But yeah, what about you?
Yeah.
Like, have you found your people?
I think that what worked for me was that, just get involved into activities that I find interesting. And with Karachi, I was lucky. आप जो भी करना चाहते हो, there are ample opportunities. आप थोड़ा सा बस touch करते हो, and there's so many opportunities for you. So I think I got involved in the things that I like to do, whether it was exploring heritage, whether it was social work or sports or anything. So I just got involved in the activities that I like to do, and through that I found people who have similar interests. So I think that made it slightly easier. And given that Karachi has so much to offer, I think that helped, right? Getting involved into activities. And I think that's what I suggest everyone when somebody asks, like, even if you're moving to a new school or to a new college, university, and they're like, how do we make friends? I think this is the way to be, that you get involved into activities, whether it's school activities, university activities, activities in a city, and then you find like-minded people there. So that sort of makes it easier to adjust, right? कि आपको, otherwise how would you find your people if you're just sitting at home?
Of course.
I think maybe you go out for a walk or something and you'll find people there, but I think then you might or might not find people who have the same mindset or have the same thinking. So I think that's how it worked out for me. And okay, now that we're talking about people and finding our people, I think one thing that's very important is communication, right? And communication does differ from place to place,
100%.
whether it's verbal communication and even if it's the same language. I think once we were discussing that is, even if it's the same language, there's still differences in communication. So would you like to elaborate that?
I 100% agree with you on this. I think that in every language there's also like slang words or like people's expressions, etc. as well. And I think that I think even every culture in Pakistan also has their own expressions and their own culture, or like clothing, dressing, talking. Like communication isn't just verbal communication, it's also like our body language and the way we dress and our interactions with people. So you kind of have to, I guess, maybe if you are moving to like a new place and you would do some like little like research of like that area, just like to have like the norms and cultures like more understood. There has been like a slight issue in the very beginning when I had moved to Pakistan. My Urdu, I can speak it and I understand it really well, but at that time I didn't really speak it very well because I just didn't speak it a lot over the past like 11 years. So my Urdu is a little rusted, but coming here and being exposed to people who speak amazing Urdu, like for example Waqar, shout out to him, he is amazing, his Urdu is amazing. So just like finding the beauty in our language and the words and the expressions and how not only him but like other people speak it and how they communicate with it, and just so much like poetry also in Urdu. It's just been very amazing to listen to that.
Yeah. And sometimes even if the language is same, non-verbal cues are different. Sometimes in some cultures people smile a lot when they meet you on the road. They'll smile, right?
Yes.
And what will happen in some other cultures, Khadija?
This has been an kind of a ongoing issue to this day. Actually, I think it's very engraved in me to smile at everyone I see and be very like, just ask them how they are after you say salam or hello, whatever, however you greet them. And I think that in Pakistan it might be taken differently, because it's just not that common here to be so open or so friendly with just anyone. And I think that I've had a lot of experiences where people maybe take it the wrong way, or just I've had a few like, whoa, like people just have given like, what? Why are you being so friendly? Or people have like taken it as like a fake thing.
Yeah.
Though, like, I mean, it's just so common in Canada, and even with my family, like, and first of all, even in Islam, like smiling is sunnah, like that is a thing. And also, like, my family has always, alhamdulillah, like taught all of us to be very kind and good people to everyone, because that is the most important thing, like genuinely to be a good person. So that just comes with it, like smiling and meeting people with respect and you know. But I think in some cultures maybe it can be taken in the wrong sense.
Yeah, that's so. Yeah, there are a lot of things like
Yeah.
humor is different in different places as well. For instance, where I come from, humor is slightly more sarcastic, and it's not as sarcastic here. So initially, I did face a lot of trouble. I got into trouble, not face trouble, because I would joke like we're used to joking, and that's not how people took it.
Yeah.
And it was obviously on me to understand that what's the culture of this place and how people perceive different types of jokes. So yes, I did get into a lot of trouble because of that. You got into trouble because of smiling. I got into trouble because of
humor.
of joking. And dressing, I think, also an important aspect. It varies from city to city, country to country,
100%.
and you have to settle in. But I think for that, what you said earlier, that it's good to research before you go to a place, so that you have some baseline understanding of it. I think I feel that sometimes I say luck also plays a big role. Sometimes you luck out, you find good people,
of
and you
course.
find your path.
Of
you know?
course.
Sometimes it's
Of course. But I guess, like, I mean, everyone has their struggling period and everyone has their, like, outshining, like, amazing life is going great period. But I think that's just a part of life. Like, there's ups and downs, and, like, you learn to, like, every roller coaster ride, like, you go through. So, I mean, like, I think that's just part of life.
It makes total sense. I'll tell you an interesting thing. So once there was this presentation in which students had to show Pakistani culture, and there was this AI generated picture of a Pakistani woman when they had to show the dressing. And that woman was wearing a lehenga and a long shirt over it and like full jewelry, and that's how AI perceived that that was an everyday dressing of a Pakistani woman. So we had quite an interesting discussion in the class, that is that how you perceive a Pakistani woman, because that group didn't have any girls in it that presented. So we had a interesting discussion about that. Okay, dressing, yes, internet can be sometimes misleading about that.
100%.
So that's settling into a new city. How was your experience going back to where you come from? But I think you have been back and forth, so I don't know how you felt about it, but to me it feels like, for instance, I moved from Islamabad to Karachi, and it's been a while, and every time I go to Islamabad, I go with this feeling and expectation in my heart. Then when I'll go there, it will feel like home. It will feel like that I've reached my place. And because I have that last image in my mind, how I left it, whether my relationships, whether the place itself. And now that I go back, obviously it's not the same.
Of course.
Everybody has moved on. Everybody has their, now their own lives, and they have grown in life as well. The city has evolved. The city has changed. So I pass by the same places, and it reminds me of things, my childhood, my college times, my friends, my family, my cousins, all the good and bad times you spent together, the ups and downs. It reminds me of that. In my mind, it's same, but actually it's not. And I think then I feel that I'm homesick even when I'm home. So that's a very tricky feeling that, then it's hard to find a place now that you truly feel at home.
I 100% agree with you, actually, because when we had moved to Canada initially, we started calling that home. So Pakistan's home was our home, but it was like a visiting, like we would visit home. But over there, that was my home. So now coming back, now this is my home, but that, like, it's a very confusing feeling. Very, very, very confusing, because you kind of are just in the middle, because now you have both cultures and both, like, sort of like experiences that you mesh together, and there's no one country that is meshed with those. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, there's no one country like that.
Yeah.
So you're kind of, I feel like you kind of belong in both places.
Both places, yeah. I feel the same way.
Yeah.
But I play it to my advantage sometimes, when I go to Islamabad and I'm not familiar with something, or I, if it's the certain situation, I'll say, oh, I'm not from here, I'm from Karachi. And when I'm in Karachi and somebody, it's a situation like that, I'm like, I'm not from Karachi, I moved here from Islamabad. Have you done
now
that?
That you were saying that, I've realized that I've used that as well.
Yeah.
I feel bad now, but no, seriously, like, if sometimes I'll be speaking or talking about experiences, or even my Urdu, and people will be like, just kind of weirded out, or will make comments and be like, well, I'm not from here.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, I think that's a coping mechanism, actually.
Yeah, I guess. And one thing that I feel that you haven't experienced yet, but I feel that, raising your kids in a city that you grew up in is an entirely different experience, because you have your roots there, essentially, and you know the places, you know the people, and then they have kids who are the same age as your child, and everybody's growing up together. So that's entirely different. I think that's one thing that I genuinely miss, that my child wouldn't be able to hang out with my friends' kids. Maybe it's just a fantasy. Maybe शायद अगर होता तो दोस्ती नहीं होती आपस में. So you never know. But every time I go back, I take my child around my city and I show her, see, this is my school, this is my college, this is where I grew up in, this is a park I used to play, and this is where I like the French fries from. So I show her around. I think this is one thing I genuinely miss, because it's not happening. I don't know, if it was, probably I would have thought different. So let's wind up this discussion, and let's come up with like 3-4 points if you have to suggest somebody that what's if they have to settle in a new place, what are the things that can help them settle in or find their path in the new city? What do you have to say?
Knowledge is power. You should 100% research about it. I think that learning about the culture, etc., I guess that falls under knowledge. And also just exposure therapy is a thing where if you feel anxious or nervous about something, you keep kind of doing it until that feeling kind of just keeps just settling in, and then you don't feel it anymore, like the anxiety or the nervousness. So I would just say, like, if it's something that you are planning to do, just do it. I know it's so much easier said than done, but just go for it, and you will surprise yourself in ways you have never felt before.
Yeah. And I think I'll just add one thing. You've said it all, that give yourself time. Don't be too hard on yourself. Yeah. Even there will be ups and there will be downs, but give yourself time to settle in. You can't have roots or have that sense of belonging from the get-go. It will take time and it will come, but just be easy on yourself.
Yeah. And the from Finding Nemo, the Dory says, just keep swimming.
So keep swimming.
Yeah.
Yes. So thank you so much, Hadija. I think it was a lovely conversation. And hopefully we'll meet again for another conversation. Thank you very much.